Every single American. Every single American. Including President Trump, Colin Kaepernick, and my brothers in arms overseas who are wondering, what the hell is going on back there? I am sitting in the same chair, in the same apartment that I sat in almost a year ago when I wrote an open letter to Colin Kaepernick. I was hurt when I saw him sitting on the bench during the national anthem, but I'm much more hurt now. Not by him, not by where we are with the protests, but by us. Simply put, it seems like we just hate each other. And that is far more painful to me than any protest or demonstration or rally or tweet. We're told to pick a side. There's a line drawn in the sand. Are you with us or against us? It's not who we are, or at least who we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be better than that. We're Americans. This doesn't even seem to be about right or wrong, but more about right or left. Today, it feels like this national divide isn't even really about the anthem, or the flag, or kneeling, or sitting, or fists in the air. It's not about Donald Trump. It's not about Colin Kaepernick. It's not about the military or even police brutality. It feels like it's about winning. That's what makes America so great, our sheer competitiveness. We're winners, and we won't quit until every victory is ours. We see it in sports every day. We live and die by the outcomes of our teams. That desire to win at all costs is costing us greatly now amongst our neighbors. This winning mentality seems to have spilled over into an obsession with being right and not willing to admit that maybe, just maybe, we're wrong. We repeat mantras to ourselves like, no matter what, I will never ever surrender. This may be good for a Marine on the battlefield, but this is not civil conversation amongst a peaceful people. Earlier this week, I sat down with a group of 5 combat arms and special operations veterans. The round table discussed our individual feelings on the flag, the anthem, and the players who knelt as when it was played. We all had different takes, but what surprised me the most at the end of the discussion was that we all agreed on one thing. Colin Kaepernick and President Trump should be the ones uniting our country together, not dividing it. Wait, what? I know it sounds crazy, but maybe that's exactly what we need to see. Maybe that's how we start to heal. 2 men sit in a room and talk. Simple as that. Is that so much to ask for? That's how it all started with Colin and I. Neither of us knew that kneeling would be the result of our conversation. Colin wanted to sit. I wanted him to stand. And so we found a common ground on a knee alongside his teammates. I believe that progress and real change happens in this world when you reach across the divide. You build a bridge. You swallow your pride. You open your mind. You embrace what you don't understand, and you ultimately surrender. Now, I don't pretend to speak for everyone who fought overseas. Many veterans rightly disagreed with me on Colin Kaepernick. But I do feel that I echo the sentiments of most warfighters when I say that what we hope for more than anything right now in America is unity. To deploy overseas, train, fight with, live with, and fight alongside and ultimately defend foreigners that you have little in common with is a truly challenging task. But returning home to a country that is so divided, so judgmental, and so hateful of one another is almost as difficult to deal with as burying a fallen comrade. In fact, we're still losing our brothers in arms overseas right now, and it's hardly mentioned in the media. But that's okay. We don't risk our lives and sacrifice so much for fanfare or recognition. It's not at all why we do what we do. We do what we do because you are worth it, because we love you. I would love for those two leaders to have that conversation, but more than anything, I want us to love one another again. One great thing about freedom is that you get to choose every day how you treat your neighbor. This is the best country in the world, but we can always do better. I'm laying it all out there because I have to. I swore to defend this land and its people, and I will die trying. I know some people will hate this. We love to hate things these days. And I'll get called a disgrace to the Green Beret once again. But I don't care. The United States means more to me than any of that. Over the past year, I've come across veterans from various walks of life. We may actually be the most diverse subculture in America. Since I myself am a Green Beret, I want to share with you a couple of messages that were sent to me from men in my former unit. One of them is white and one of them is black. Hey brother, at first I was with you on the Kaepernick thing. However, I just stood in formation while one of our brothers was pulled off a plane with our nation's flag draped over the coffin. I had to fight back tears as I saw the pain in the eyes of Staff Sergeant T's wife and family. While I would like to sit here and tell you that I rose above it all, I have to be honest, my heart filled with rage. Rage for anyone who takes for granted the ideals and symbols that we fight and die for. That includes those NFL players who took a knee. Here's another one. Hey brother, this is J.I. I spent nearly 18 years in the 10th Special Forces Group, and I wish I had an opportunity to meet a brother like yourself. I just want to say I appreciate your views on this national anthem flag issue. I love our country, but at the same time, I have to take the time to tell my sons to act a certain way, out of fear for their lives when dealing with police officers. Most of my neighbors and friends here in the MD are law enforcement personnel, and I will tell you, they also have to act a certain way to avoid confrontation and situations that normally don't occur for those that are not of color. Not all police officers are bad. The vast majority, I believe, are good, but at poor training is attributed to some of these issues we constantly hear of. I really just want to thank you for taking the time out to understand and convincing him to take a knee and not sit out on what we have fought for. God bless you, bro. Different backgrounds, different experiences, different colors, but at the end of the day, they just want the same basic thing for their families. So please, no more lines in the sand. Not at home. Not amongst our people. No more choosing sides. No more for or against. I believe our veterans will be called upon to lead the way in healing the world and solving its problems. Right now, our country needs that more than I can remember. So I'll be here, standing in the radical middle, doing what I can do to continue fighting for those that can't fight for themselves. Let's get this thing fixed together, you and me. I love you with all my heart. Nate Boyer, Green Beret, former long snapper, Seattle Seahawks.
We're not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic cords of memory, stretching from every battlefield and patriot grave to every living heart and hearthstone all over this broad land, will yet swell the chorus of the Union when again touched, as surely they will be by the better angels of our nature.